Even though you can't speak, your expressions have never changed. Everyone called you a mindless fool, but I never cared. From the moment you stood up for me, I saw something different. You are an unshakable spirit, always willing to help others. When the overseer tried to kill me 4 years ago, after I defeated his son, he came with his cruel friends to punish us. But you stepped in. No matter how much he whipped, burned, or beat you, you never yielded. You were a wall, unbreakable, unmovable. That was the moment I understood true strength. Because of you, I trained my body to endure pain. Those strange mantras you used to say became my guide. Whenever I repeated them, I felt a surge of power. Now, after years of training and planning, the time has come. We're going to escape. Every year, the overseer throws a grand party for his son. That's when security is weakest. The guards will be drunk and distracted. Once I break through, my body will rival a peak level 2 source user. I'll draw their attention while you and the others escape to the settlement in the wasteland. This nightmare is ending tonight. I'll ask Rin to lead you all to safety. After speaking, the immortal slave sat in silence, watching his friend, who had never spoken a word in 12 years, close his eye and drift to sleep. He glanced at the broken body before him, covered in scars, missing an eye and an arm. But those wounds weren't the worst. 2 years ago, the immortal slave returned to find his friend had been mutilated. The culprit was never found, and the rage still burned in his heart. An hour later, Min entered the shack. She was beautiful. Emerald green eyes, long black hair flowing to her waist. Though she wore rags, she carried the grace of nobility. Like him, she had lost everything when her kingdom fell. She smiled, the kind of smile that had always given him hope. They embraced, and he whispered, "It's time. Here's the map to the settlement. The safest routes are marked. Soon we'll be free. Then I can finally ask you to marry me as an equal. I can't give myself to you while in bondage. My virginity is something I must protect for my ancestors. But when I am free, Min placed a hand on his cheek. "I don't care if we're slaves or free. I just want to be with you." The immortal slave swallowed hard, fighting back tears. "I don't deserve you, but I swear I will protect you until my last breath. Everything is going to change today. I can feel it." She smiled, but something in her eyes unsettled him, as if she knew something he didn't. "I have to go before they notice I'm missing. I'll return when it's time." She vanished into the early morning. Alone, the immortal slave sat in deep meditation. His consciousness sank into his body as he moved his source energy, strengthening his bones, muscles, and organs. He had to be ready for anything. Then behind him, something stirred. The weakest slave, his best friend, rose from his mat. His scarred body, marked by a lifetime of torment, moved with quiet precision. He stepped to the window and peered outside. Gone was the empty, lifeless stare. In its place was a gaze filled with pure, unfiltered hatred. Everything is almost in place. It's time to end this. Silent as a shadow, he slipped out the window and disappeared into the night, heading straight for the overseer's home.